On May 7, 2025, over the skies of Kashmir, a rare and historic air battle broke out. This wasn't a dogfight or a contest of aerial maneuvers. It was a system-dominant engagement, fought at ranges exceeding 160 kilometers. The clash not only devastated the Indian Air Force, but sent shockwaves throughout the global strategic community. On April 22nd, a terrorist attack in the Indian-controlled town of Pahalgam in Kashmir left 26 civilians dead. India accused Pakistan's intelligence services of being complicit, a claim Pakistan denied. Tensions escalated rapidly. Both sides expelled diplomats and began massing troops along the line of control. On April 29th, Pakistan shot down an Indian drone. That same night, Indian Rafales approached the LOC but were intercepted and forced back by Pakistani J-10CE fighters. Just days later, on May 1st, India replaced its Vice Chief of Air Staff, a telling sign of internal unrest within the IAF. The clouds of war loomed over the highlands of Kashmir. In the early hours of May 7th, India launched its meticulously planned Operation Sindoor, aiming to strike multiple targets within Pakistani-controlled territory. 0010, the first wave of Indian aircraft took off. Su-30 MKI, MiG-29, and Rafale fighters departed from multiple air bases, forming 4 strike formations. 0012, Pakistani early warning systems detected abnormal air activity and activated full alert protocols. 0023, J-10CE and JF-17 fighters scrambled. Within 11 minutes, Pakistan had airborne interceptors in position. 0030, India committed 72 aircraft to the operation. 14 Rafales spearheaded the main attack group, supported by Su-30 MKIs and MiG-29s. They planned to use cruise missiles for standoff strikes. Israeli-made Heron drones were deployed forward to assess damage and direct targeting. All strike groups held at 20 kilometers from the line of control, preparing to launch. 0037, 42 Pakistani fighters completed their combat formation, including 11 J-10CEs. Saab 340 AEW&C provided command and targeting data. 0040, Indian fighters began launching cruise missiles. Rafales fired French-made Scalp EGs. Su-30 MKIs and MiG-29s launched BrahMos supersonic missiles. 0045, Pakistani fighters received clearance to engage. Orders were given to target Indian launch platforms. 0050 to 110, with AEW&C 4 ISR support, J-10CEs launched PL-15 long-range air-to-air missiles. According to Pakistani battle reports, 6 Indian aircraft were downed. 3 Rafales, 1 Su-30 MKI, 1 MiG-29, and 1 UAV. All engagements occurred beyond 100 kilometers. The longest confirmed kill exceeded 160 kilometers. The Indian Air Force was unable to retaliate and withdrew. This was the first time in history that a system-level, large-scale air battle completed a full kill chain at ultra-long range. The defeat of the IAF, despite possessing advanced fighters and numerical superiority, shocked defense circles worldwide. Many observers blamed tactical errors, poor training, and logistical chaos. But the deeper reasons were systemic. 1. Strategic blind spots. Indian planners assumed air combat would occur within 100 kilometers. They failed to anticipate that modern engagements could take place at 160 kilometers plus. They also underestimated Pakistan's integration of early warning, C4ISR, and long-range missile tactics. 2. Broken systems architecture. India's air fleet is a mosaic of foreign platforms. French Rafales, Russian Sukhois, indigenous Tejas, and mixed AWACS systems, Netra and Israeli Falcon. These platforms are incompatible in both software and hardware, limiting data fusion and joint engagement. Without seamless networks and shared tactical awareness, India's air power remained fragmented. Third, training mismatch. Though India routinely trains with NATO air forces and has participated in red flag exercises, its experience is based on scenarios where NATO dominates the skies. Western doctrines rely on US air and naval supremacy, not peer-level fights against integrated systems. NATO instructors themselves have little to no experience in fighting BVR wars against near-peer networked enemies. India failed to distinguish between platform performance and system warfare. The Rafale may match or even exceed the J-10CE on paper, but India's disjointed air force could not match Pakistan's integrated battle network. This wasn't just a tactical defeat for India, it was a wake-up call for the West. Reassessing China, India deployed cutting-edge Western technology, Rafales and Meteor missiles, and still lost. Pakistan's tools, the J-10CE and PL-15, are merely China's export variants. China's actual arsenal includes J-20 stealth fighters, J-16Ds, advanced EW aircraft, satellites, and seamless air data networks, all of which far exceed what Pakistan fielded. Systems once dismissed as cheap Chinese knockoffs are now challenging Western military orthodoxy. American strategic anxiety, US war plans for the Indo-Pacific are based on assumed air and sea dominance. That premise may no longer hold. If China can enable Pakistan to dominate India at 160 kilometers plus ranges, what does that say about future conflicts in Taiwan or the South China Sea? Trump-era planners have long called for pivoting away from Europe to confront China directly. This battle will likely reinforce that shift, accelerating resource reallocation from Ukraine to the Pacific. China's growing military leverage will increasingly shape not only strategic planning, but also global economic and political calculations. When pilots can no longer see their enemy with the naked eye, when missiles become extensions of networked intent, when a launch from 160 kilometers away decides the battle, then the nature of air combat has changed. The Indo-Pakistani clash may only be a prelude. A deeper, wider war is drawing near. This is the History and Weapons channel. Thanks for watching, and please leave your comments below. See you next time.